Welcome back live to 3Com Park. We're live in San Francisco with another post-game edition of Ditka Review. Now, Mike Ditka had a lot of reasons to be upset with the play of his New Orleans Saints today. We continue our conversation after the game with the turning point. Back now with the Tomba turning point, and Mike, the turning point has to be the 8 turnovers, clearly.
Well, the first kickoff, I think, is the turning point. I mean, we kick a high kick down there, and they stick it down to our 40-some yard line right off the bat, or 30-some yard line. That's pretty hard to overcome. I mean, my goodness gracious, they got Gary Anderson kicking off, and he's not a good kickoff guy, and he gets the ball down to the 5 yard. We got to try to kick the ball deep, but there comes a point in special teams where we can't trick them all the time. Just got to kick it deep and go after them.
And did that just set the tone right then and there?
No, that didn't set the tone. The turnover set the tone, Jim. I mean, it really did. I mean, you could feel like, God darn, here's all we talked about all week, not turning the football over. Last night, this morning, before the game, that's all we talk about, and the first thing we do is we turn it over. Now, you guys look at me like I'm nuts, you know. Well, he's lying. We're not going to turn over. Well, we turn over 8 times. We're not going to turn it over.
You talked in there, you said that you were, after the game, you said you were embarrassed by the way this team played today.
I was. I'm embarrassed by myself and the way we coach, too. I think we all take the blame. I'm not blaming the players any more than anybody else. I'm just saying that we all have an obligation. We're paid to do a job, and we have to try to do the job to the best of our ability. Sometimes I look at players out there, and I know that they're busting their butts. Sometimes I wonder. You know, and that's the same with coaches, though. So, I mean, all we got to do right now is regroup. We're not throwing in any towel or not. You know, we got to regroup and believe in ourselves. And you cannot win anything until you believe you can win. We got to believe we can win. And if we win one, we might win a lot of them. But we got to win one first. We got to worry about how to make first down, and then another first down, then some points. We can't worry about the big picture until we learn to do the little things first.
You told me last week you forgot how hard it was to win in this league.
I never felt, yeah, and the mental thing it's mind-boggling because, as I said, I don't really, I can blame the players at a point, but I can never put the blame on the players. I take the blame, and that's my job. It's my responsibility, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. It really does.
Did you think it would be this tough coming back?
No, not at all. I thought we'd be a lot better. I really did.
Clearly, Mike Ditka upset about this loss, and he's got every reason to be. This was a rough game for the New Orleans Saints today. On the other side, though, San Francisco 49ers were very happy about this game, and we caught up with some of those guys, including quarterback Steve Young, after the ball game.
We're going to pick apart our performance. We should be one of the best offenses in the league, and that's coming from 30th. So like Casey Kasem said, we're coming on like a bullet.
When you get a guys up front, you know, pass rushing the way they do, you know, Young and Stubblefield and Chris Dolman and Barker, you know, it's easy to play corner in this league. And when they got to get rid of the ball quickly, corners can break on things. And that's what definitely happened for us today.
We got a lot of great field position today from our defense and our special teams. We scored a lot of points, but, you know, you're always a little greedy because, you know, we expect to score a lot of points. So we feel like we should have at least scored 45 to 50 points today.
Justice Apollo is actually right. 45 to 50 would have been realistic when you turn the ball over 8 times like the Saints did today. Now, we will continue on with this live edition of Ditka Review. Coming up next, we'll talk about those guys who did stand out for the Saints. They are Ditka's Dynamos. And Steve Court, the ex-Saint, will join us with his analysis. It's all coming your way next, so stick around. Welcome back live to Ditka Review. Behind me is Candlestick Park, 3Com Park is what they're calling it now. And it was the site of a rough loss by the New Orleans Saints today, 33-7. But in every loss, some players do stand out. Our Darryl Green joins us now with Ditka's Dynamos. Darryl?
Jim, I'm sure you'd agree that picking the top Saints players of the game today wasn't easy. Let's go ahead and start with the defense. They didn't get to Steve Young that often, but I'll tell you something. When they did, it was Big Joe Johnson who was around the ball. Johnson getting 2 of the Saints' 6 sacks on the day. Big day for him defensively. Now, on the other side of the ball, how about the one highlight of the day for the Saints? Andre Hastings gathering in the only touchdown of the day for New Orleans. It was an 8-yard toss from Danny Werfel. And by the way, a side note, Danny Werfel has accounted for both Saints offensive touchdowns on the year. Now let's go ahead and take a look at special teams. On special teams, Eric Gulliford got plenty of work. He returned a total of 8 kickoff returns for 138 yards. That's an 18-yard per carry average for Gulliford. And those are Ditka's Dynamos for week 3. And, Jim, like you said, bright spots were few and far between for the Saints today. What is Steve Court thinking about this? How did it break down?
Well, it broke down a lot of areas, Darryl. We appreciate it. Joining us now is Steve Court. And, Steve, let's talk about this game overall. Just breakdowns left and right for this Saints team.
Well, the turnovers was a crucial point. You know, in the years that I played, I can never remember a team having this many turnovers in 3-game stretch. I think they're minus 19. I mean, that's unbelievable. What if, in fact, they'd happened, they came to a point where they decided to score touchdowns instead of kick field goals?
Yeah, Jesse Cipolla talked about the fact we wanted to score, the 49ers wanted to score 45 to 50 points. Realistically, they could have easily done that.
They could have easily done it. They'd have scored touchdowns instead of kicking field goals. They could have easily done that. The way the Saints are right now, what they have to do right now is they have to find a way, or as Ditka would say, make a way to stop turning the ball over.
It's easy to say they got to stop turning the ball over. What did they do today that caused these turnovers with the interceptions?
You know, I looked at it really carefully, and I noticed that the offensive line, as a positive, they played much better as a unit. Actually, the protection was pretty good, so it wasn't a lot of pressure there.
Is it the quarterbacks then?
I think it was a combination of the quarterbacks. I think it was some bad reads, and I think maybe some of the receivers had some things to do it. I think some of the routes were a little bit earlier, things like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go into that, but I think for this time, I don't think it was the offensive line's fault.
Yeah, when you look at it, you talk about the way the offense played. You go look at the other side of the defense, you think, well, we gave up 33 points to the 49ers. That's a poor performance, but it could have been a lot worse.
Well, it could have been a lot worse. I mean, getting beat 33-7 is bad enough, but there was a positive. You know, believe it or not, the defensive line and the linebackers as core put a lot of pressure on Steve Young. I think it sacked him 6 times.
6 sacks on Steve Young.
So that was an improvement. And then, believe it or not, as hard as I look to find something wrong, you know, when somebody gets down that far, you think, gosh, you know, what has happened to him? But at the same time, you look for a lack of effort, and I found none. The Saints players actually played very hard today.
Joe Johnson and Darren Mickle both came up with 2 sacks apiece. Xavier Uralian talked about before the game, he needed his front 4 to put pressure. They did it, but it wasn't enough.
Well, you know, turnovers, again, cause your defense to be on the field a long time. It puts them in a hole, it makes them tired, and it leaves them in a very perilous position. I mean, they're trying to defend a goal line that sometimes is just a few yards behind their back.
Steve Court, 0-3. What does this team do to try to get out of this spin? Mark Field said it earlier. This could be a long season if they don't get out of this spin.
Well, they have to stay positive. They have to start believing in themselves, and I know it sounds like the same old song again, but if they stick together and if they believe in themselves, and they're going to work this way through this thing. They're going to have to start out step by step and have to get a play at a time, a quarter at a time, a half at a time, and they're going to have to do enough things to win a football game. If they get enough a win, they're going to get some confidence. I think they'll be all right.
Steve Court, thank you very much.
Thanks.
We've got to take another break, but up next, we'll check out the rest of the NFC West, see how the Panthers and the rest of those guys did. That's coming your way next in this live edition of Ditka Review. Back to Ditka Review. Now, next week, the Saints are home against the Detroit Lions, and that means it's time for the Hibernia junior captain. One lucky youngster will get to accompany the Saints team captains onto the field, and they'll go to all you have to do is go to any local Hibernia bank, and you can pick up your registration form. We are again live at 3Com Park, this rough loss for the New Orleans Saints. And let's go back to the studio and Darryl Green, who's been following the rest of the NFC West.
Well, Jim, the NFC West took their divisional label a little too seriously today. The Saints were the only team playing in conference this afternoon. The rest of the West facing AFC teams, all 3 of those from the AFC West. The Carolina Panthers got some good news earlier in the week. Wednesday, Kerry Collins took most of the snaps with the first team. After missing over a month of playing time with a broken jaw suffered in the preseason, Collins is just happy to be back on the field again. The Panthers signal caller saying, "It's good to be back. I feel like I've missed half the season already." Collins didn't miss much today. He started against the Chargers, and he played well, tossing a pair of TDs, both to Wesley Walls, 297 yards in the air as the Panthers chew up the Chargers. Dick Vermeil had his Rams going over some of the fundamentals in practice this week. After coughing up the ball 4 times last week against the 49ers, Vermeil and his staff stressed possession in the workouts. Vermeil saying online this week, "We're not good enough to do those things and win. We self-destructed." The Rams didn't have a problem hanging onto the ball today, but they did run into the arm of John Elway. The Bronx passing attack just too much to handle. Denver explodes under the command of Elway. The Rams fall to 1-2. The Falcons just can't buy a break. Another one slipping away last weekend when Carolina's John Casey booted his 3rd field goal of the 4th quarter to beat Atlanta 9-6. The big play just isn't in the Falcons' playbook. Dan Reeves made that pretty clear at Falcons.com this week. It's frustrating to have a game you can win in the fourth quarter, but you can't come up with the plays you need. The big play was the word of the day this afternoon. Only problem, it just wasn't for the Falcons. It was Napoleon Kaufman of the Raiders coming up with the backbreakers. He rushed for 140 yards and a pair of touchdowns. The Falcons remain winless. 36-31 the final. Here's how the rest of the West stacks up. San Francisco and Carolina, the only two winners on the docket. St. Louis, of course, with a loss today, falls to 1-2. Atlanta and New Orleans still looking for that big win. Now, Jim, of course, there weren't many highlights for the Saints today, but we here at Fox 8 had a big highlight, a big thrill. We got the chance to watch you on the Fox telecast. Your first break coming in the third quarter when you got to break the news to everyone that Danny Wuerffel was being inserted in place of Heath Shuler.
Let's go down now to Jim Gallagher on the sideline.
Pat, thank you very much. John Madden was just talking about it. Mike Dick, you just told me a moment ago that they have made the decision. Danny Wuerffel will get the start in the second half for the New Orleans Saints. We'll see how he fares. Let's go back upstairs.
The Saints will be on offense. Thank you.
How about that, Jim, talking to Pat and Big John there? Was that fun?
It was a lot of fun. It was a great opportunity to work with those guys. They're real professionals. I just wish the end result would have been a little bit better today, Daryl. Now, we want to remind you, coming up on Tuesday night, it's Ditka Magazine. Of course, we'll have the head coach will host that show. Then Thursday night, it's Ditka Live. We'll look ahead to Detroit Lions. And then Sunday, it's Ditka Review after the Lions game. From all of us at Fox 8 Sports, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on Ditka Review.
Welcome back to Sports Page. I'm Bob Del Giorno, Jr. It's the time during the show where we go one-on-one with our special guest. I want to introduce this young man. Former great running back of the McNeese State Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints, Buford Jordan. Buf in the house. Thanks for coming by Sports Page.
Thanks for having me here.
I appreciate the critique off the air on my sportscasting ability. We'll make those corrections. But let's talk about the New Orleans Saints and the Men of Iron as they were played up on the media guide and during their season ticket drive in the offseason. I guess the Saints are starting off 0-3 and the Men of Iron are a little bit rusty.
Well, I think the Men of Iron has really hurt themselves by turning the ball over. You know, I mean, as far as I think being outplayed, I don't think they were. I just think they made those mistakes and they were costly mistakes. The other teams were able to capitalize on it and took advantage of it.
But what about TD, Troy Davis, Saints running back, after having fumbleitis in the Saints loss against San Diego? He went out, bought a football. I mean, it was like a football Jones. He slept with that football at night, and he didn't fumble the football. So I guess there are some things you can do to correct the problem.
Yeah, well, you know, that's all about psychology. You know, it's psychological, really, because, hey, the thing is he could have done the same thing and just concentrated more on holding on to the ball. I mean, football is a game where you want to, you know, take care, you want to try to impress the coaches, and especially a young guy, and sometimes you get a little lax with doing the things to protect the ball, and that's what happened to him. But, you know, hey, he's young. You know, he'll get that out of his system, and he'll be a great running back. I think he will be in this league.
The Saints, though, with quarterback problems right now. Heath Shuler, starter at the beginning of the year, already 8 interceptions. Danny Wuerffel, already a handful of interceptions. Does this really not look good for the Saints offensive coordinator, Danny Abramowitz? I mean, does he have the experience to groom a young quarterback in the National Football League?
Well, you know, you try to say that. And I think he does. I think the thing is you know, that this young ball club is trying to do a lot more than what they can do. And, you know, when you do that, you tend to make more mistakes. So that's what's happening with those guys.
I noticed on the national broadcast, by the way, Jim Gallagher, local sportscaster at Fox,
Sure
the
did.
field announcer, that had to be the story of the game.
Yeah, my wife asked if he had left the regular station to go do that.
Did you see when he was down there and he went up to interview Steve Young after the game? They go, no, not here. You got to go down by the end zone.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
I have no idea. I thought the guy was kind of chinky about it because
He was.
Steve was ready to do the interview, and he wants to, I guess he wanted TV time.
But he did do a good job in the broadcast. However, let's take a look at Danny Wuerffel. In the broadcast, John Madden, during the game, and Pat Summerall said he had trouble throwing the out pattern. Do you think this guy can put enough mustard on that pass to be successful in the NFL?
I think he can. The thing is you know, my interpretation of what went on, they were just in a basic zone, and, you know, they ran it out with one receiver to that side, and hey, when you're playing that zone, that guy's sitting there, and that Rod was able to pick it up, you know, and the other ones, I just think he was just trying too hard. You know, this kid was put in a situation where he's down by 30 points. They don't even get in and let him have a run play. His first play is a pass play. So, I mean, he was kind of thrown into the fire, and, you know, I think if he gets it from the start, you know, where it's 0-0, then he'll be able to be a lot more calmer and make a lot better decisions.
The Saints defense with 6 sacks, obviously they're outperforming the offense at this point. From a player's point of view, does it cause some animosity in the locker room when your offense turns the ball over 8 times in a game and just keeps putting the defense out on the field in bad situations?
Well, I think, you know, right now it's upsetting, but you got to realize the thing is this is a young ball club, and the thing that these guys are going to have to do is, hey, they have a lot of aggressiveness to them, and hey, they just have to continue to do that, and these other things will fall in place once they start concentrating on, you know, holding on to the ball, not turning it over. But what I say is let them keep going, because hey, they're making mistakes, but they're going full go at it, and hey, they just got to keep the defense off the field so much. I think the defense is doing an excellent job. It's just they need the offense to keep the ball and give them a rest so they can be more effective.
Let's switch gears now and just look at Tulane. They gave up 411 yards rushing in their loss in the Superdome. Now they're getting ready to play Syracuse. If you're Syracuse going into that game, do you even think about passing the ball? And if you're Tulane, do you try to improve? And what's improving? Giving up 300 yards a game rushing?
That's a hard one. You know, I mean, I was real, you know, shocked. I didn't get a chance to see the game, but it did amaze me that, you know, you let a fullback run for that kind of yard. Seemed like after a while you start plugging that linebacker in there somewhere, and if Syracuse come in and start doing what Rice did, that they better start plugging them linebackers, you know, throwing a 7-8 man front until you stop it and make them go through the air. That's all I can say with that. You know what I mean? But you know, I was kind of hoping Tulane would do real well this year, and I thought after beating Cincinnati, but the same thing happened last year. They beat Cincinnati, we came back, lost to Rice. So I mean, you know, but hey, it's a new coaching system, and I got to give him at least that much, and then I think he'll make that happen.
In defense of both Coach Bowden for Tulane and Coach Ditka, this is a true story. When the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson, took over in Dallas his first year, you know what his record was?
1-15.
1-15.
I know. We played them. One of the games they lost was to us.
I think that was the last second field goal with Morton Anderson, wasn't it, on Monday Night Football?
It was something like that.
I was there.
It was something like that.
Beautiful. I got to just say, well, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, no. I was just going to say happy birthday to my son today. Monday
Where is he? Is he here?
Birthday, Brandon. No, they went home.
Brandon went home. He was
yeah, he turned 10 years old today.
Happy birthday, Brandon. And Buf, thank you for coming by.
Thank you, Bob.
It's always great to see you.
Same here.
Hopefully you can come back again. Buford Jordan, our guest here on Sports Page. We're going to take a break when we come back.
And this is Ditka Review. Mike Ditka and the New Orleans Saints bring an 0-3 record into the Dome with one priority: stop the turnovers. But it's the Saints who turn the tables on the Lions and rack up 4 takeaways without a miscue. With the ball in the hands of the offense, Mario Bates rushes for a personal career record 162 yards. And in return for Mike Ditka's vote of confidence, Heath Shuler warms up to lead the Saints with a near-perfect finish to the day. The Saints get their first win of the season for Mike Ditka in a 35-17 rout over the Lions.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Gallagher. Welcome to another edition of Ditka Review. To quote the late Jackie Gleason, how sweet it is. For the first time all year, the Saints didn't give a game to their opponent. Today, they took the game from the Detroit Lions. And the end result was the first Saints W of the year over a winning team since November 12, 1995. It's been a while. Now, for the most complete coverage you are going to find, here is what's coming up tonight on the show. We'll go one-on-one with Mike Ditka for his unique perspective of today's game. Then we'll recognize Ditka's Dynamos for their individual efforts against Detroit. Steve Court will evaluate the performance of the Saints today and provide his analysis. And finally, Darrell Green will bring you up to date on the rest of the NFC West. Let's get started. What a difference a week makes. Last Sunday in San Francisco, the Saints just gave the ball away over and over again. Today, they took it away, and for the first time all year, Heath Shuler justified the faith that Mike Ditka has placed in him. Our Joe Trahan joins us now with the game summary. Joe?
You know, Jimmy, for 3 weeks, the Saints have been telling us that if they could just hang on to the ball, they can compete. Today, they went out and proved it as the offense puts on a show. The Saints offense, but the defense sets the tone early. Twice in the first quarter, the Saints secondary picks off Scott Mitchell while the Lions were on the Saints side of the field. Then the Saints offense gets untracked in the second period. Heath Shuler hits a couple of big passes, setting up the trick play. Mario Bates with the halfback option, and Andre Hastings makes an incredible catch to put the Saints on top 7-zip.
That's what we kind of stressed this week in practice. Somebody on this team has to go out and make a play, and my number was called, and I tried to do that.
Next possession, lightning strikes. Mario Bates explodes through the seam and goes 74 yards for the TD and the 14-love lead. Just one example of how the Saints dominated the battle up front.
We did a solid job of pass protecting, and we were able to come off the ball in a run game and control the line of scrimmage early, and we just continue to do that for the rest of the game and was able to come out with a victory, so we're definitely happy.
Midway through the second, Heath Shuler breaks through for his first TD pass in a Saints uniform. Perfect touch on a 20-yarder to Darryl Hobbs.
There was a lot that went into that play. Andre got up on his guy and got away from him, and it sort of opened it up for Hobbs.
The big lead allows the Saints defense to pin back its ears, and Wayne Martin takes full advantage. He racks up a team record tying 4 sacks, and the defense forces 4 turnovers.
It was great, you know. I mean, it was like the old days. I mean, you know, you get the big leads and you know they're going to throw it. You can just get after them. It was fun.
The Saints offense puts this one away in the second half by controlling the clock. 21 minutes to the Lions' 9. Heath Shuler finishes off a 10-play drive with the QB draw to make it 28-7. Then the knockout punch in the fourth. 15 plays, 80 yards, chewing up more than 9 minutes, capped off by Bates' second TD. The Saints offense puts 35 on the board, the most since week 8 of the '94 season, and in so doing, Mike Ditka chalks up Saints win number 1. Of course, breaking into the win column is big for Mike Ditka and this Saints team, but probably the bigger story is the play of quarterback Heath Shuler. Knowing that this was probably his last chance to do so, Shuler stood tall in the pocket and delivered.
What I told myself, play conservative, don't throw interceptions. I played conservative, and I threw interceptions. Today I went out, just throw the ball. Just go out, go through your reads. If you see a guy open, just throw it to him. And that was my attitude that I took. I mean, I didn't.
Turnovers, Bates runs 29 times for 162 yards. I think that's Ditka's recipe for victory.
It's exactly what Dr. Ditka ordered. Now, earlier this afternoon, after the game, I had a chance to sit down for an exclusive post-game conversation with the happiest guy in the Dome, Saints head coach Mike Ditka. Joining us now, Saints head coach Mike Ditka. And Mike, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Oh, boy. I think we killed a monkey out there. We probably killed a lot of them. They fell off my back and all the assistant coaches, and probably a few of the players, too. But, you know, it's... I realize it's only one game, but I don't anybody deny me my joy today, because I finally saw what I envisioned this team being, a team that would play that kind of football. We'll just call it Saints football. That was tough football. That was aggressive. We made up our mind during the week. Danny and the coaches, we were going to force the run early, and even if they stopped it, we didn't care. We were going to force the run early, then we'd see what they were doing and then come back with a pass. And fortunately, we forced the run just perfectly when Mario Bates broke the big play.
You moved Danny up to the booth this week. What was the thinking there?
Danny's thinking was to go up there on his own. That wasn't my thinking. That's also why I took the headset off, as I told people earlier. You know, I have ideas, and, you know, some of them are good, some of them are bad, Jim. And, you know, I'm the head coach, so I can get called anything I want to get called. But that really detracts from the offensive coordinator. It would be like if I said, okay, play zone on this, or play blitz on this. You know, you can't do that. They get into a rhythm of what they're trying to do, calling plays. And, you know, if I interject an idea,
I have to interject that idea when the defense is on the field, not when the offense is on the field, because it screws him all up. And I was doing too much of that, and I blame myself, really. And that's why I'm glad that, and I don't like those headsets anyway.
Let's talk about Heath Shuler. He's played very relaxed, very confident football today.
Yeah, he threw some balls. I thought maybe, you know, I saw, but you know, the one play that really, and he waited and waited and waited on the one where he hit somebody over the middle, and I think it might have Gulliford over the middle, was it Gully over the middle, on that play down there about 16 yards, and he waited and waited and waited. I don't think last week, I think he would have thrown the ball earlier, and he wouldn't have been open, and he just waited and waited, and then that's also a credit to our line. Our protection was, you know, not great, but it was sound. I mean, you know, when you're playing in the NFL, to keep guys out of there all the time, it's pretty tough, but I thought they did a pretty good job. Heath, the best thing about Heath today, Jimmy, was the leadership. You know, and you know, I talked to him before the game, and I said, I don't care what happens, you better have fun. And he had fun. He went out to the idea, let's have some fun. This, you know, we're killing ourselves. This is not the end of the world. We're better than we played the first 3 games. We're probably maybe not as good as we played today, but we're better than we played the first 3 games. But we're sitting there right now 1-0 instead of, you know, 4-0.
How important was it for Heath to get this kind of game for his confidence?
Well, you know, we had a talk last night. A guy came in and talked to us about letting go of the past, letting go of the bad things. You know, you can't control what's happened. It's happened. Let it go. And that's the only way you can go forward. And I think a lot of guys let go. And then he talked about the support mechanism we need for each other, you know, the players and coaches. And I think it sunk in. You know, I know talks are talks, Jim. But I tell you what, when I've heard them all. I've been around a long time, and this was one that stuck with me. It was impressive. This was a very intelligent man that does work with the astronauts about the fear, and fighter pilots who fly F-16s. There's a fear. I mean, there's a fear of everything. You know, there's a fear of losing, a fear of winning. There's a fear of letting go of the past. Now, you got to drop it. You can only deal with the reality of the moment.
Now, there's still more to show you about today's game when we return. So will Mike Ditka. We'll continue our exclusive conversation about the Saints and the game's turning point. And we'll check out the Saints' best. They are Ditka's Dynamos. Welcome back to Ditka Review. There's still more from the head coach about today's game against the Lions coming your way. And every single game turns on a few crucial plays. Let's continue our post-game one-on-one with Mike Ditka. Back now with Saints head coach Mike Ditka, and it's time for the Tamba turning point. And Mike, Mario Bates' 74-yard run really turned this game around.
You know, we've carried the counter play. That was a counter play, and we carried it the last couple of weeks, and we haven't run it. And this week, I said, Dan, we got to run the counter play. I said, for no other reason, just to show people we have it. So every time we start one way, we're not going to end up going that way. We got to counter them back. He said, we'll run it this week for sure. And we had pretty good average. That was one of them. And we ran a couple other ones that were pretty good. We got stopped for no gain on one, but that's okay. You got to run the play, and I think Danny made up his mind to run it. But I tell you, this sounds stupid, but right when as soon as I knew what the play was, I said, you know, all I could see was Ray last year breaking the run against Chicago. I said, he's going to break this thing. I didn't think it would go all the way, but he broke it out of there, and it went all the way.
He looked like he got shot out of a cannon, didn't he?
Well, Mario Bates has a lot of talent. I think, you know, and I think Mario would agree that sometimes he's his own worst enemy. And, you know, it's letting go of the past. You can't control it. Forget it. I don't care what do we care what people think of us? I mean, what are they? So they can think anything they want to think. The only thing person that matters, well, what do we think of ourselves? Are we doing all we can do to be the best? And I think he's trying harder than he's ever tried.
Defensively, another strong effort again today.
They tried, and you know, we knew he would get his yardage. I mean, you saw what the guy is. You know, he's incredible. I mean, I never seen anybody that quick, and yet we knew also that they wouldn't live with the run because they would get frustrated and want to throw the ball. See, there's too many guys out there that want the football. They got receivers and a quarterback. Everybody wants to get their little piece of it. But they got frustrated. They only ran them 19 times. Thank God, because if they run them 38, we're in trouble. I mean, that's the truth. Let's face it. But they don't. And the other thing is we didn't give them time to run it because we had the ball most of the game, and that helped a lot.
Your first win as the Saints head coach, your first win in 5 years. What's this one mean to you, Mike?
You know, I'll be honest with you. This means nothing to me. I'm happy for Tom Benson and Bill Kuharich, and they're the people who had confidence in myself and the staff I put together. And I hope they have confidence in us all through the year. This is only one game. Let's not get excited and crazy about it, but hey, it's a start. You cannot win any more than one until you win one. If you win one, then you can win a lot. But you can't win anything until you win one. The win today was important because I thought those guys rededicated themselves. We talked about it. I went in, the first thing I told them on Monday, hey, you see those goal bores, blank out the first 3 weeks. Those games didn't exist. They don't exist. I don't care what the league tells you. Our record is 0-0. We're going to start this week. Yeah, now we're 1-0. We'll see how the league likes it.
Now, each week we try and give you a taste of what the other side had to say about the Saints. Lions head coach Bobby Ross walked away impressed with the play of Saints quarterback Heath Shuler.
He is a great athlete. He is a #1 draft choice. I mean, maybe he hasn't played well yet, but to tell you the truth, I was scared to death of him because I think he's a heck of an athlete. And he actually didn't hurt us with his athleticism as much as he did just throwing the football and staying in the pocket. And they had a very good game plan. You've got to give them a lot of credit, too.
It's halftime here on Ditka Review, and there is still more to show you. Coming up, we'll meet Ditka's Dynamos. They are the key Saints players in today's game. And then Steve Court will join us for his analysis of the Saints and the Lions. Stay tuned.
Be there to cheer the Saints in New York on September.
Welcome back to the show. Several Saints stepped up with career days against the Lions today. Therefore, it is only appropriate that we recognize their outstanding individual efforts. It's time to meet Ditka's Dynamo.
Mario Bates stepped his game up in a big way. His 74-yard touchdown run was his longest as a professional.
He exploded through the hole, and it just goes to show the talent that he has. And towards the end of the season last year, he was running hard, so I wasn't surprised by it.
Bates gained a career-high 162 yards. He scored twice on the ground and connected on his first touchdown pass of his career. Defensively, tackle Wayne Martin tied his career high with 4 sacks. He lived in the Lions' backfield.
The things we did last week, we worked hard, and the things we did today, we worked hard on defense. We didn't give up a lot of big plays. We didn't turn the ball over on offense. And if we continue to do those things, we're going to win some games.
Punter Mark Royals only had 2 opportunities today, but he made the best of them. His 61-yard punt from the back of the end zone was the special teams play of the day.
Now, each week we like to round out our coverage of the Saints game with some analysis. And joining us as usual is ex-Saint Steve Court. And Steve, Heath Shuler really stepped up his game today. Is this the kind of performance that you expected from Heath Shuler?
Well, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. You know, it's kind of unorthodox, but when I'm talking about Heath Shuler in this situation, I have to almost reflect it to Danny O'Bramowitz and Mike Ditka. They were committed to running the football. When they committed to running the football, that's going to take the pressure off Heath Shuler. They had some early success running the football. It took pressure off Heath, and he had confidence.
And the running game really jumped it up today, too. Mario Bates had some holes to run through, especially on the left side of the line.
The offensive line is coming together better than they have in the past 3 weeks, much greater. Okay, these guys opened up some good holes with some good traps, some good counters that we hadn't seen previously, and they were successful with it, and I think the thing totally took off. When you can control the line of scrimmage with your offensive line, there's nothing better than playing smash-mouth football. When you play smash-mouth football, your offensive linemen are going to love the game.
Yeah, and Mario Bates really ran hard today also.
It's the best I've ever seen him run, by far.
Let's talk a little bit about the defensive side of the ball. One player in particular, Wayne Martin. You talked to him before the game. Shocked at his performance this afternoon?
Well, I am shocked, and I'm not shocked by the way he played because he's a terrific player, but I'm shocked by the way he played in spite of what happened. A lot of people don't know, but Wayne had a stomach virus, had been sick, had post-game and pre-game intravenous fluids, and came out and played like a warrior.
He's that kind of guy, isn't he?
Oh, he's tremendous. I mean, the guy plays so consistently that he gets caught up so many times because people, they just count on you to be there. And when he's always there and he's always playing at that prime level, and all of a sudden he comes in with a game like this with 4 sacks, countless pressures, he was everywhere.
Steve, last week, tremendous amount of turnovers. This week, no turnovers. I feel like, will the real Saints please stand up?
Yeah.
What kind of team do you think we're going to see next week?
Well, I think you're going to see a combination. You know, I think the Saints really didn't play as bad as was indicated in the first 3 games, okay? I think they did play really, really good error-free football today, which is critical. However, I think you're going to see a combination of that. You can't play error-free all the time, even though you try to, but at the same time, I think you saw more of what the Saints are really like today.
Steve Court, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, before we move on, we want to take a moment to recognize today's Hibernia Junior Captain of the Week. He is 11-year-old Ethan DeRoche from Houma, Louisiana. Now, your son or daughter can also take the field with the Saints for the opening coin toss. It's a great moment. Just step by any Hibernia location. You can register your child for a chance to receive game tickets and other rewards to attend the Saints' next home game. Now, there is still more NFL action coming up on Ditka Review. Next in, we'll check up with Darrell Green. He's got his update on the rest of the NFC West. Welcome back to Ditka Review. The biggest stat from today's game can be found in the win column. As Darrell Green is here to report, today's win makes a big difference for a lot of reasons, especially the standings in the West.
Complexion starting to take shape for the season, Jim. Both the Falcons and the Saints were on the same crusade today. Atlanta and New Orleans, the only two within the division without a win. Falcons had it tough, though. Their game against the 49ers headlines the rest of the rest, Week 4. Things aren't always as they seem in this league. 3 weeks ago, Jerry Rice appeared to be out for the season with torn knee ligament suffered against Tampa Bay. But earlier this week, Rice told the world, "Don't count me out for 97. Rice, addressing the media for the first time Tuesday, said online, "I feel like I'm still explosive. I'm not going to let this knee slow me down."
Steve Mariucci told us this week.
The 49ers still going on with life without Jerry today against the Falcons. Not that they needed him. The Niners owned Atlanta in every facet of this game. Steve Young threw a pair of TD passes, playing only 3 quarters. Niners win 34-7. In Carolina, Kerry Collins is back in the fold. After being knocked out in the preseason, Collins came back last week to lead the way past the Chargers. He threw for 138 yards and 1 TD. Not bad numbers, but not good enough for Collins. Collins saying online this week, "I didn't play great, but you go through that when you come back from an injury." Things went from okay to very bad today against the Chiefs. Collins being picked off 4 times, 3 of those setting up Kansas City scores. The Chiefs roll over Carolina 35-14. At Rams.com, Dick Vermeil was preaching pass coverage last week. After giving up 6 TDs in the last 6 quarters, Vermeil said Monday, quote, "We've got to learn a few things before this gets out of hand."
Bunch of veteran assistant coaches.
Today against the Giants, things didn't look much better. The offense was the problem, rather anemic. But 2 Jeff Wilkins field goals and a late TD by Craig Hayward pushes the Rams past New York, 13-3 the final. Here's how we stack up in the NFC West after 4 weeks of football. Frisco still on top at 3-1. Carolina, after the drop today, falls to a 2-2 tie with the Rams. New Orleans, I like to see that, 1-3, and the Falcons still in the cellar.
Good to finally see the Saints move up one
Great
spot.
to see that dot in the win column.
Steve Court, the Saints play at New York next week. The Giants lost again today.
Right.
Can the Saints make it 2 in a row?
Oh, I definitely, you know, the 2 things they're going to have to do. They're going to have to control the line of scrimmage and limit your turnovers. They've got a great chance to do it. If they played Saints football like Ditka said this afternoon, they got a good chance of coming back with another win from New York.
All right, guys. Now, don't forget, all next week for our continuing coverage of the New Orleans Saints, this is the place to be. On Tuesday night, it's Ditka Magazine. We'll talk with Danny Abramowitz and Heath Schuler. Plus, we'll take a look back at Tom Dempsey's memorable Saints moment and more. Then on Thursday night here on Fox 8, it's Ditka Live, when we'll look ahead to the Saints' road trip against the New York Giants. And, of course, Mike Ditka will answer questions from our live studio audience. And we'll be back here at this same time next week, give you all the highlights and analysis of the Saints and the Giants. So for all of us here on Ditka Review and all of us at Fox News 8, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you next Sunday on Ditka Review.
Mike Ditka and the New Orleans Saints face off against the New York Giants to determine the direction of 2 teams with identical 1-3 records. The Saints defense keeps the Giants running game in check for most of the afternoon, but busted coverage by the secondary gives New York its only 2 touchdowns. As for the offense, the Saints failed to match last week's effort on the ground. And the few times they passed the ball into the red zone, their failure to put the ball in the end zone has Mike Ditka seeing red. By game's end, the Saints defense fails to keep the Giants pinned deep in their own territory and gives away their last chance to win 2 in a row for Mike Ditka.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Ditka Review. The Saints were in great position today to restart their '97 season against the Giants. Instead, they found themselves on the losing end of a game which they should have won. We're ready to bring you the most complete coverage of today's game right here on Ditka Review. Now, here's what's coming up. We'll go one-on-one with head coach Mike Ditka to get his read on today's game against the Giants. We'll spotlight those Saints players who did have outstanding efforts, and they are worthy of recognition. They are Ditka's Dynamos. Steve Court will join us again with his analysis of the Saints' performance, and then we'll catch up with Darrell Green and his report on the rest of the NFC West. Let's get started. At the end of this season, there will be 2 or 3 games that this coaching staff will look back on and say, we should have won. Circle this date. The Saints let one get away in the Meadowlands today. We pick up the highlights in this game. In the first quarter, Mike Ditka feeling like this team needed to get a win to put back-to-back wins to get to 2-0 in the year. Brown here, good defense early on, sacked by Wayne Martin and Winfred Tubbs. And they continue putting the pressure. Watch Wayne Martin this time, breaks free, goes right for the headshot, taking down Dave Brown. Defense certainly playing well early. But the running game failed, as unlike last week, really didn't get going. And then the Giants offense gets going. Dave Brown, great strike to Alexander, right over Eric Allen. Never looks back for the ball. It was 7-0 Giants on top. Then Schuler is sacked here by Strawn. Saints end up settling for the field goal. It was 7-3 Giants on that drive. Then Brown to Callaway. This time blown coverage. 14-3 Giants in front. Saints would get another field goal before the half. Another crucial play here to Eric Gulliford. Gulliford, great effort here to make the catch. Leaves the Saints with a 4th and 1 situation. Gutsy call by Mike Ditka. They get the 4th down. Mario Bates with the 1st down. Next play, Jerry Fontenot, premature with the snap. Schuler fumbles it, and Hamilton recovers for the Giants. Crucial play there for the Saints. Then the Saints come back with a big play. Sammy Knight gets through, picks off Brown, and Mike Ditka very pumped up about seeing Sammy Knight. Then 4th and 5, another crucial play. Mike Ditka goes for it, incomplete. Then more trouble for the Saints. Number 1 pick Chris Nioli is hurt. He hurts his left knee. Still no diagnosis or prognosis. He did not play the rest of the afternoon. Doug Bryan comes through with the 39-yard field goal into the win. That brings the Saints within a touchdown, 14-9 Giants. Then it's the Saints' last drive. 3rd and 21. Schuler incomplete to Andre Hastings. Wooten breaks it up, and that was the ball game. Mike Ditka clearly upset about this one. The Saints lose it, 14-9, the final. Now, of course, last week's win against the Lions brought this team closer together, but with hopes of this back-to-back wins lost in the Meadowlands, the key is how this team is going to react. And our Joe Trahan is here with the team's reaction. Joe?
Well, Jimmy, the finger pointing hasn't begun yet, but I walked into a fed-up locker room after the game. Players fed up with their teammates making excuses for not making plays. Now, Heath Schuler, he pulled no punches. The Saints trigger man said simply that he and the Saints offense was to blame for this loss.
We have to be able to go out, work hard as we possibly can through the week, and go out and be successful. And offensively right now, we're pretty bad. We're not, if we can't run the ball, and we got to do some things in our passing game to get guys open. And, I got to throw it better. Receivers got to get off the ball. We got to do some things offensively that will allow them to get open.
Biggest change I think we're going to have to make is just, people being held accountable for their mistakes. It's not, it's my fault or I'm going to get it the next time. It's now. Everybody has to get it now.
It was just miscommunication, and miscommunication hurts you. And then we shot ourselves in the foot with that thing. And, that can't happen. We gave them that. That's ridiculous. As far as the whole defense, we all messed up on that thing, and we got to learn from that because you can't win that way.
You guys a couple times set the offense up with good field position, and they weren't able to capitalize.
Well, that's just the game. That's how the game goes, Their defense played well. I have to take our hats off to them. We made some mistakes on defense, so, that cost us. I know personally I missed a couple of tackles. We didn't fly around as a D, and so we just have to get better and come back next week.
Sammy Knight talked about next week. Will this loss serve to bring this team together or rip them apart? At 1-4, it's gut check time, when the real professionals on this team will have to step up and keep this team together. One positive thing, they're going to Chicago next week. Another game that they should win, but if they play like they did today, it's going to be tough.
If they play like they did today, they're not going to beat anybody, Joe, but they've got to step it up. Mike Ditka said last week that the Saints' first win was so important, he proposed the NFL write off their first 3 losses of the season. NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue gave that about as much thought as bringing back instant replay. So Canada's 1-4, and that record does not sit well with the coach. I sat down with Mike Ditka after the game, and I asked him if this was one that got away.
Well, there's no question about it. We didn't lose to a better team. We beat ourselves again, and then you say, well, we played good defensively. We did do a lot of things well defensively, except the 2 big plays. They shouldn't even get on the board, in my opinion. And we watched their offense all week. Yet, and then at the end, we punt the ball on purpose to get them down there. We make a great play. Mark kicks the ball well. We covered on the 3, and we can't keep them down there. I mean, we at least had another shot at it. And I think, people want to second guess why you do things, why you do that, why you don't try a field goal from 45 yards into the wind, because we didn't think we could make it. Mainly, I didn't think we could make it. And I watched Doug kick a lot. I mean, I watch him kick at our facility when it's windy. I just thought that would be too much pressure. And plus, if we don't make it, now they got the ball way out there. So I thought that it was better off to go ahead and punt the ball down and take your chance that way.
You're talking about the 4th and 5 situation.
Yeah, that was earlier in the game, right? Yeah. Right. And I actually thought about going for it on 4th down there. I would have done that before I did a field goal. So, I had gone for it on a couple other 4th downs. It didn't bother me. I mean, when you're trying to win a football game, I don't think we're the kind of team can worry about. We just got to find a way to win a football game. Again, we couldn't find a way today. We didn't make a way. We didn't find a way. We did enough things you think that we could have, but we didn't. It seemed like, when we could have made some other plays, we didn't on offense and defense, and that becomes bothersome. I mean, I think we got to, as I said, I'm not gonna. I'm frustrated right now. I don't want to say what I don't want to say, but we got to examine ourselves. Everybody, we all have a false thing in life that we all say, well, I'm doing my job. I'm carrying my load. And when you really analyze it, maybe all of us aren't. That's the only thing I got to look at.
Well, a lot of times it comes down, and correct me if I'm wrong, but guys not only just doing their job, but stepping above a little bit and stepping up and making a big play.
Exactly. I mean, we're one-on-one with them. We can't tackle their backs. They're one-on-one with us. They tackle our backs. I mean, I don't know. I thought we could have blocked much better by the wide receivers. I think we did a very good job of blocking them out there. But, maybe those guys are the best. I don't know.
Mike, how disappointing is this one when you're coming off
to San Francisco? This bothers me more.
Why?
Because, I could understand what happened in San Francisco. Why? Well, I don't understand why this happened. I mean, we kind of lost control of our running game early. We make a play, we get a holding. We have a center that snaps the ball with no snap count. I don't know what's going on. That's hard to explain, and that stuff is hard to overcome. But we had enough opportunities to win a game out there. I mean, people should. I mean, whatever they say about us, they're right now. We look like crap today.
Coming off last week, too, is that even more frustrating when you come off probably the best performance of the year, and then...
well, we only had one performance year, right. That was last year. Right. And, if things don't get better, that might be the last performance we have. People say, well, I said, well, I got to be a realist right now. I think one thing I've done is I'm a supreme optimist. I believe and I believe and I believe in these guys, but, I started looking, I said, well, what if we give some other guys a chance? Maybe something will happen, We put Sammy Knight in there today. He made a play. Nobody else would have made that play but Sammy Knight. And he hasn't been in there all year. Maybe there's another guy we put in might make another play. Maybe we're fooling ourselves that the guys who are out there are the guys who are supposed to be out there in name only. I don't know. And I got to have somebody make some plays, at the cornerback position, at the safety position, at the linebacker, wherever. We just got to have better plays.
Don't go away. There's still more to come on Ditka Review. We'll continue our conversation with Mike Ditka to find out what the turning point of today's game was, and later we'll recognize Ditka's Dynamos for their individual performances against the Giants. Welcome back to tonight's show. The Saints kept this game close going into the 4th quarter. They still had a chance to take the lead in the final minutes. And then came the turning point. That's where we pick up our exclusive post-game conversation with Mike Ditka. Time now for the Tamba turning point. And Mike, really, to me, it comes down 2nd and 12. You've got the momentum, and all of a sudden, Widmer comes through with
we
the
got
sack.
to play, and I told Tom what I wanted. I wanted to play, but I wanted to go base with it, protect it, you know, where we could protect it and get the 3 receivers downfield what we wanted. We want to play action. And it's pretty hard to protect on play. First, quarterback has his back, but, you know, we had some problems there. And they had a blitz on. They had a corner blitz on the first one, which, you know, it was a good call on the part. I have to say that. But, you know, again, if we have anything but a counter on, we might have a chance to make it work. Well, counter, the guy's too slow in the backfield, so they caught him from behind. But you're right, that 2nd and 12, you know, if we're base, we pick it up, we got a chance to make a first down. You know, it might have changed the game, but, you know, this is ifs, ands, and buts, so I don't like to do that too much.
But it did change the complexion of that drive, and then really the game.
The drive, it just ended the game. That's when the drive was finished.
You mentioned Heath Shuler's performance today. He did elude a lot of trouble today, getting out of there, made some good throws.
Well, he did. He played hard. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, you know, you got to compliment him with people around him. I thought our receivers didn't do an outstanding job getting off the ball. I thought that was the hardest thing. That's why the tight end was open so much. The outside guys weren't getting downfield.
How tough is it, though, Mike? You talked about maybe you play another guy. Are there guys here that you can go to at this point?
Well, the only thing I do is I look at practice. You know, I judge it as what I see in practice. You know, that's why Sammy became a starter. And I see other guys at practice every bit as good as anybody else. Maybe they deserve to have a shot at being starters. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we break a guy up like John Farquhar by far. He's certainly been our best tight end by far that we have on our football team. So let's not fool ourselves. I mean, you know, perception is one thing, but reality is another thing.
And I guess when you look at a game like this, too, it's at the end of the season, it's the ones that get away that frustrate you more than anything.
Well, so far we've got St. Louis, this, and the biggest one probably of all is the San Diego thing at home. But, you know, hey, we're all what we are. We're struggling, and, you know, unless we can do a better job, we'll go up to Chicago and they'll handle us, and we'll come back home. Maybe we'll play better, maybe we won't. You know, we had a chance to do something here. We had a chance to make a little run, but, you know, right now, you can't do anything to win your next game. We got to try to find a way to win our next game. And it would be nice for me to sit here and fool the fans and say, boy, I have a solution how we can do it. There is no solution. Players play, coaches coach. I mean, and right now, maybe we're not coaching well enough, but I know darn well we're not playing well enough in a lot of areas.
I just wish this guy would be a little more upfront about things. Joe, when you see a Farquhar, you see a Sammy Knight, guys who come off the bench, one guy was a free agent, just picked up, was on the street a few weeks ago, and they're making plays. I think you're going to see some changes this week at Saints camp.
Yeah, I think you do. One thing in his post-game press conference that Coach Ditka talked about were the receivers. They had trouble getting off the line. He didn't single out who it was, but I think you might see some changes, or at least a few guys will get more looks in the receiving corps, at least also running the football either on the offensive line or in the backfield. I think some other guys are going to get some looks.
Maybe see some of Keith Poole this week. Joe,
Indeed.
Thanks a lot. Now, coming up on Ditka Review, we'll show you Ditka's Dynamos, today's top Saints players on offense, defense, and special teams. And we'll analyze the key Saints plays and players with Steve Court. Stay tuned.
Be there to cheer the coach.
Welcome back to Ditka Review. As we said earlier, the Saints had several opportunities towards the end of the game to pick up their second win. Many of the key plays that kept this team in were made by Ditka's Dynamos. Let's meet them now. We started the offensive side of the ball, and tight end John Farquhar came up with a great game this afternoon. Certainly a guy that was on the street just a couple of weeks ago, came up with 4 catches for 82 yards, every one seeming to be a crucial play. Finding holes in the middle of this giant secondary, John Farquhar is our dynamo on offense. Defensively, Wayne Martin came up with a big afternoon. He had 7 tackles on the day and 1.5 sacks. There he comes through with Joe Johnson, and they each got half a credit for that sack. But then the next series he breaks free, comes up and blows up the guy, Wayne Martin continuing to play solid football. And our special teams dynamo is kicker Doug Bryan. 3 for 3 on field goals today. But this game will be remembered for the one he didn't get to try. And that brings us to Steve Court. Steve Court, of course, joining us every week. Ex-Saint, our analyst here on Ditka Review. And Steve, 4th and 5, Mike Ditka made the decision to go for it instead of kicking what would have been about a 43 or 44-yard field goal. You feel he made the right move there?
I do. I disagree. If somebody's going to second guess him on that, I totally disagree. And what I'm saying by disagreeing on that, is I was on that field. There was about a 40-mile-an-hour wind that was blowing down there. I wouldn't have had any confidence in my kicker either in that situation. I think he did the right thing.
He did miss a couple of long ones. Let's talk about some things the defense did and the offense didn't do. Defense was able to come up with some big plays in the third quarter of this game, but the offense did not capitalize.
Well, you know, the offense got stopped in the running game right away, and when they got stopped with the running game, they had to resort to their passing game. Hey, they did a good job of that. The turnovers, they did not capitalize on the turnovers. I tell you what, that's the thing that hurt them the most.
Sammy Knight coming through.
He came in with a great hit, you know, a great interception. Alex Molden came up with a good hit. Darren Mickle came up with a sack on that. With a fumble recovery on that. The Saints got in a chance where they didn't capitalize on what they could have done, and that hurts.
Yeah, when you see the defense step up and make big plays, the offense needs to come through. Conversely, though, the defense needs to make big plays at the end of the game, and there were a couple of situations late. Over 3 minutes left to go. If the Saints on first down on the 3-yard line, the Giants, the Saints defense needed to step up and stop them.
And there was a good point there, because I tell you what happened. They had about 3.5 minutes to go. If they had in fact done what they were supposed to do at that time and shut them down like they had been all game long, they'd have been a whole lot better off, because they would have turned the ball back over to the Saints. Who knows what could have happened? I mean, it's crystal ball stuff, but who knows what would happen?
Well, when you see Wheatley go to the right side for 15 and then he goes to the left side for 13 yards, those are plays when, as Mike Ditka said it over and over in our interview a few minutes ago, somebody has to step up and make a tackle. Somebody has to step up and make a play.
At those times, that's the time when you got to shine. If you shut a team down all day long, and at the time when it comes to a very crucial cutting time where you've got to absolutely make it work, that's the time when you got to make it work, and they didn't get a chance to do it.
They didn't. Steve Court, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks.
Now, we'll of course be back to wrap up the day and tell you about the rest of the West. Our Darrell Green is next with results of the Rams and Falcons, as well as a preview